Welcome back to Sola Habibi Baby Storytime. I'm your host, Sola Habibi. Today I'm going to be reading Community Event Planning 101 by Drew Cohen and myself, Sola Habibi. If you like anything that you hear today, you can go to my website, solahabibi.com/store, and get yourself a copy. If you want the full audio, you can go to patreon.com/solahabibi and become a patron. Patrons have access to all the Care Economy series booklets and all of the audios. Alrighty, let's get into it. Why community event planning? In a care economy, we must have intentional spaces where we come together and grow our community. Community is an essential resource for our survival. The role of the event planner is to support new connections. These new or strengthening connections creates a social safety net, a web where excess resources can be distributed so that we can all get our needs and desires met. Before you get into logistics or anything else about planning an event, ask yourself, why are you planning an event? What are your goals? Who are you trying to serve? What are your goals for the people you are trying to serve? Date. How long does it take to plan an event? This goes back to your goal. How many people do you want to come? How big is your event / how many components are there? For some cases, it's possible to throw together events a few days in advance, especially if the theme is very current, like protests or organizing events in response to a situation. Drew's standard for their venue and somewhat established audience is 2 weeks in advance. Large events like music festivals might start promoting a year in advance. If you are new to organizing, allow yourself more time to get some initial promotion out there. It also depends on how many people you know or have in your circles / followers, etc. The general rule is that you need to share something at least 7 times before someone takes action. So if you don't get RSVPs after the first post, don't get discouraged. Let the event grow with you. Drew recommends that you do an event again and again. It builds traction over time. Ask your friends beforehand and see who would be interested in the event. If you have an idea for a big event, think about how you can break some of the content up into a series of smaller events in the months leading up to the big one. Each small event builds community and gives people a sense of who you are and what your events stand for. This is especially important if the final event has a big ticket price. Show your value before asking for large investments from folks. Another way to build traction is to get community feedback before promoting the event. You can also cater the event to certain people's needs. Listen to your community. The things you want for your event might overlap with what they are craving. Monetizing. There are a few ways to monetize your event in order to cover the cost of hosting and your / co-organizer / performer's time and labor. It helps to understand these costs before setting prices or reaching out to sponsors. 1. Ticket sales. Many different models include sliding scale, no one trade away for lack of funds, or name your price. Prices set a precedent for value. You can also have alternatives if people can't pay, like work, trade, volunteering. Know your worth. You can play around with models to make it accessible. For example, pre-sales that are cheaper than the door price. If you bring a friend, you get $5 off. Drew has dabbled in a lot of pricing models, but personally has moved away from sliding scale to make sure event costs are always covered. 2. Raffle. Raffle will help you bring people in and make extra money, helpful in promoting your friends or fellow artists or entrepreneurs. Good for fundraisers and other events that people would be willing to donate their art / products / services for free. Vendor fees. Vendor fees can vary $10 to $1,000. You can use this money to help you pay performers and other people that might not make money off of the event. Pay artists and performers. Alrighty, thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something new today. Again, if you like this work, you can go to patreon.com/solahabibi and get access to all of the Care Economy booklets, as well as these full audios. You can also just buy individual booklets at solahabibi.com/store. If you would like to buy a paper copy, I will be selling at Bay Area Queer Zine Fest this mid-September, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to know where else you can find me, sign up for my newsletter at solahabibi.com/newsletter. All right, thank you.